All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to call the Health and Human Services Committee meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Green,
Present.
Alderman Gunther,
Here.
Alderwoman Middlebrook,
Present.
Alderwoman Rice,
Present.
Alderman Todd,
Present.
Chair Ingracia.
Present.
We have 6 present, a quorum. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The first item up on our agenda is approval of the minutes from the Tuesday, July 5th, 2022 committee hearing. If you've had a chance to take a look at those, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Green,
Aye.
Alderman Gunther,
Aye.
Alderwoman Middlebrook,
Aye.
Alderwoman Rice.
Aye.
Okay. Alderman Todd,
Aye.
Chair Ingracia.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. By your vote, we have approved the minutes from the Tuesday, July 5th, 2022 committee meeting. Our next agenda item are board bills for review, and I am going to let the Vice Chair, Alderwoman Middlebrook, take over so I can present board bills 71 and 72.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Do you want to, okay, let's start with board bill number 71. Are you prepared?
I'm ready to go. Thank you so much. So board bill 71 is authorizing the Department of Health to accept a grant from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. This project grant would enable early diversion of individuals with serious mental illnesses and co-occurring diseases from potential arrest using targeted outreach and behavioral health co-response, coupled with law enforcement personnel training in mental health and trauma-informed response. And I have Craig Schmid with the Health Department here. Craig, would you mind just being more specific about what's before us and then allowing the committee members to ask questions of either you or I?
Madam Chairwoman, members of the committee, good afternoon. Thank you very much. This may seem like deja vu all over again because you all did review this once before. It became what would have been Ordinance 71354. The problem was that, as you know, sometimes there's timing issues in the city of St. Louis, and so the Board of Estimate and Apportionment during your last session did not also approve this. They have now approved it. It's back to you. And as the chairwoman indicated, this is the $1,648,627 over 5 years through September 29th of 2025. It is something that's near and dear to most folks' heart in terms of diverting folks out of the corrections system and trying to make sure that the right people come and help folks with serious mental illness and co-occurring disorders. It involves integrated health network, the behavioral health network, and of course, training for our police officers with the crisis intervention teams and so forth. So you were kind enough and helpful enough last time to support this. We apologize that it didn't actually happen last time. We're back to you to ask you to please do that once again so that we're able to do this great work with the funding that's available.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go ahead and take questions from the committee. Alderwoman Green.
No questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Alderman Gunther.
Questions.
Thank you. Alderwoman Rice.
No questions. Thank you.
Alderman Todd.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, and I have no questions. Alderwoman Ingracia, do you have a closing?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just ask for the committee's favorable consideration of Board Bill 71.
Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion for Board Bill 71.
Move that we pass Board Bill 71 with a due pass recommendation out of committee.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved and second.
Previous
That
roll.
we, yep. No, okay, any objections to previous roll? Hearing no objections to previous roll, Board Bill 71 has been passed out of committee. Thank you. Alderwoman, would you like to go for Board Bill 72?
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Board Bill 72 is another bill that would authorize the Department of Health to enter into an MOA, a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Health and Human Services for $10,000 to undertake work with For the Ville in completing an active transportation plan in the Ville and Greaterville neighborhoods. And I think Craig can speak more specifically to that. There was, I think, a bit of a sticky situation with the state and their fiscal sponsor. And so having the city be able to step in on this will ensure that the work is able to move forward.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, members of the committee. Previous role, the aldermanic best friend, right? This is a smaller grant. We've done this before with the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services with TrailNet. In this instance, we are working with a community that is doing valiant efforts. We're all obviously working on things to try to reduce some of the issues with regard to traffic. Aaron Williams, who is part of this with For the Ville, is very much making this a cultural piece to this, in addition to the reduction of some of the traffic flow. And yes, indeed, as the chairwoman indicated, the state last time worked directly with For the Ville, but in terms of their funder with the CDC, they're supposed to work through a local public health agency, and that's who we are. So all of this money will be going to For the Ville, 6,000 for personnel related items and 4,000 for supplies. That's what it's always been under this sort of grant. And so in addition to that, just sort of as an aside, as you all may remember, at one time we had we're known as the Department of Health and Hospitals. So we had 2 hospitals, one of which was in the Ville. And so we are no longer as a city really in the Ville with regard to hospital and so forth. This seems very fitting for us to be helping a group that's working valiantly with regard to issues that we all know and care about with regard to health. So this is a special one, I think, at least, and we're hopeful that this does come to pass and works. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and take questions from the committee. Alderwoman Green.
No questions. This sounds like a great project. Thanks.
Thank you. Alderman Gunther.
No questions.
Thank you. Alderwoman Rice.
I'm so sorry. I'm working with 2 screens and trying to move my mouse around is the thing. So this is a like a traffic mitigation situation, or I guess I'm confused what you were talking about. I thought we were.
So he had part of this is coming up with a plan and working with the community, and then he's bringing in various consultants and so forth as part of that with regard to health and economics and the traffic flow itself, and bringing in that cultural piece. So he brought together a plan, and the exact pieces of it obviously are developed as part of this grant. I believe he has other funding. He's also working on other aspects For the Ville as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think it sounds really creative.
Yeah.
So yeah.
In the past, we worked with TrailNet, and they did some things in terms of working with, it's very much working with the community in all of these instances, and then doing whatever it takes in terms of, I mean, you guys are doing it with regard to the speed humps and all the rest of it. I think one of the things that the TrailNet did in one instance was, as you may know, in some of our speedways, there's not a lot of housing or whatever, and so people look at these as major highways. Part of it was even planting trees as part of it, so that it gave that sense that it was a community as opposed to just a place for cars to go through.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that makes sense. I was just reading last night about how doctors have identified that there's nothing when it comes to type 2 diabetes in the United States. There's not a whole lot that we can do that doctors can do to mitigate health effects of not having walkable neighborhoods and things like that. And so I think that there's a very clear public health connection to this type of work. So anyway,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
the-
I appreciate the explanation. Yeah.
Alderwoman, the other thing that got me was that cultural piece. So
Yeah.
people will enjoy being in that and will,
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Alderman Todd.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I do not have any questions, so I will entertain a motion for Board Bill 72.
I move that we pass Board Bill 72 with a due pass recommendation.
Second, previous roll.
Okay, hearing no objections, previous roll. Board Bill 72 has been passed out with due pass recommendation. So I will turn this meeting back over to our chairwoman.
Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chair. I appreciate your support. I think we can dispense with line items 5 and 6. Does anybody have any announcements before we break? And I believe all committee members are on. Do we have a new committee member on health? Possibly.
No, I'm just observing. I'm not on the committee.
Okay. Hello, Alderwoman.
Hi, I'm just learning how it's done.
Sure. No, absolutely. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
We don't have any excused members, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right. Thanks so much for all of your time today. Have a good afternoon.
All right, continued blessings. Bye-bye.